Welcome to Jackie's Bridge Corner, Monday, October 28th, 2013. Class 5, Bridge Strategies. In the first four classes, we basically covered the rules and the mechanics, the how to play the game. Now we begin the development of actual bridge skills. So let's look at what we need to do to become a good bridge player. Developing bridge skills consists of three parts. Bidding. If you look at playing bridge, everyone bids, so on 100% of all hands you will be bidding, or passing, but whatever, you are involved in the auction. So that should be the first thing you need to learn. 50% of the time you'll be on defense, because the opponents will win, and the other 50% you'll be on offense, and on the time you're on offense, 50% of that time you'll be dummy. So declare play, only 1 out of 4 hands will you play as declare. So let's start at the beginning with bidding. What are the keys for success? It's obvious that we need to be accurate when we bid. It's not enough just to win the contract. You have to get to the right contract. You need to be able to accurately determine where you belong in the bidding. And there are several aspects of bidding. It's a language in itself. We'll be covering it over the next many classes. Getting to a game contract when the odds are for making are successful or good, you need to get to game because you get the bonus points. You need to avoid overbidding when the odds are unfavorable. Overbidding and underbidding are both not good things to do. Punishing the opponents when they misbehave by doubling them. And of course that also means that you need to know when your partner double means double in the true sense of the word. You also need to be able to reach a slam contract when it appears to be a successful proposition. Bidding is a language, but it is ruled by strict vocabulary. As a matter of fact, the vocabulary I'll give you in now is complete. Pass, double, redouble, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, clubs, diamonds, hearts, spades, no trump. Other bids you may see in a duplicate arena are alert or stop. The law of fast arrival. What does that mean? If you have a strong hand defensively, which means you have a lot of honor cards, aces and kings and queens, that sort of thing, keep the bidding low. Why? You want to keep the bidding low so that you and partner can communicate and bid and find the optimal contract, be it game or be it a slam. Keeping the bidding low is critical in leaving room for partnerships to explore game or slam. If you do jump, you have to have a very specific reason to jump and do very specific information that you pass to partner. However, if you are forced to bid to a certain level, and we'll learn about different types of forcing bids, if you immediately go to that level, you get rid of any possibility of passing additional information. The implication when you arrive quickly, that's fast arrival, is you have no interest in going further. We'll see that in several times as we go through bidding sequences. On the other hand, with a weak or offensive-based hand, a hand with long suits, not necessarily a lot of honor card, bid to the level of your hand immediately. First of all, it makes it difficult for your opponents. This action is called preemption. Your opponents may have the good hands, and they are scared to bid on because they may be too high, or they may have a misfit. They may not be able to make tricks they think they can make. Preempts. When you hold a very offensive-based hand, bid it to the full level immediately. You will learn as a second rule that once you do, be quiet. Don't bid it twice. Your partner's already heard your preempt. Suppose you hold that following suit. following hand. You've got 6 spades, king, queen, jack, and nothing. Perfect opportunity. With spades, alone as trump, you're going to take 5 tricks, probably 4 or 5. If the opponent's bid hearts, your hand may be absolutely worthless. Best strategy, open 2 spades. Higher is weaker, typically. Stronger offensively, but weaker defensively. This bid is called a weak 2, which we'll be covering shortly. Sacrificing. It may be profitable for you to intentionally overbid. Bid more than you can make. Why? It's a matter of points. You may lose fewer points by overbidding and being set than by letting the opponents bid and make their contract. In yesterday's class, I asked if Wes should bid 4 spades in the hand covered October 25th. At the end of this class, there is a link on my website for this day, October 28th. Go to that, and there's 4 questions asked about should I bid 4 spades. Go and take that when you're finished with the class, because it leads right into the subject of sacrificing. We're going to go through 3 examples of sacrificing, and these are things you need to know as a basis of your strategy in bidding. Part score. If you can make a part score, let's say you can make 2 hearts, and the opponents can make 2 spades, what should you bid? Well, let's look at the possibilities. Case 1. They make 2 spades. We know from the scoring that it's 110 points for them, minus 110 for you. Case 2, if you bid 3 hearts, but you can only make 2, you're down 1. Let's look at the score. If you're not vulnerable, they get 50 points. Even if you're vulnerable, it's only 100 points. In either case, you do better than the opponents. Case 3, you bid 3 hearts and doubled, but you're down 1. Well, let's look at the case here. If you're not vulnerable, it's 100 points for them. If you're vulnerable, it's 200 points for them. You win in all cases but the very last. The point is, if you are vulnerable, you have more to lose by overbidding. So you must be more conservative when vulnerable. We're going to go through specifically when you should and should not bid, assuming you can estimate how many tricks you really will win. It is often difficult to double for a 1-trick set. If they are wrong and you make 3 hearts, remember you do very well indeed, because that double force got you to game and you will get a very good score indeed. It's very dangerous to double for a 1-trick set. Usually if you decide to double, you want to be sure you can set them by 2 tricks. You need an insurance policy. What if you can make game? Let's say that you can make a game and you overbid by 2 tricks. They can make 4 spades, but you bid 5 hearts. You're down 2. Assume that if you're going to go down 2, they will double you. If they don't, hey, that's fine too. That's even better. Case 1. If neither side is vulnerable. Well, if they're going to make 4 spades, that's 420 for them. If you're down 2 doubled, that's 300 for them. Case 2. They're vulnerable. They make 620 and you only give them 300 by going down 2 doubled. Case 3. We're vulnerable. They're not. They would make 420, but doubling us, they make 500. Case 4, both vulnerable. They make 620. They double us, they make 500. Overbid by 2 tricks unless you are vulnerable and they are not vulnerable at the game level. You can overbid by 2 tricks. You can even overbid by 3 tricks in what they call favorable vulnerability, where you are not vulnerable and they are. You can overbid by 3 tricks, but vulnerable, if you're vulnerable and they're not, you can only overbid by 1. We can even take it to the extreme case and talk about a slam sacrifice. Let's take this example. They can make a small slam, 6, but But you overbid by 4 tricks. For example, let's say they can make 6 spades, but you bid 7 hearts. You're down 4, and you better assume they will W at that level. They will definitely W. Let's look at the points. Case 1, neither vulnerable. They make their slam, they get 980. If they double us, they only get 800. Case 2, they're vulnerable, we're not. They get 1430, they get a large bonus for the slam to end the game. They only get 800 by setting us. Case 3, we're vulnerable, they're not. They get 980 by making their slam, but they get 1100 by setting us. Case 4, both vulnerable, similar to case 1. 1430 versus 1100. Again, the summary is overbid by 4 tricks unless you are vulnerable and they are not. Then you can overbid by only 3. With favorable vulnerability, you can overbid by as much as 5 tricks. Summary, don't be afraid to overbid. Just don't go crazy about it and look at that red line of vulnerable. Take a deep breath before you jump in vulnerable. Tomorrow we're going to cover hand evaluation part 1. That's the beginning of bidding. You start by evaluating how strong your hand is. Before I leave for today, be sure and take the little quiz at the end of this presentation. See you tomorrow.